moving on to video number 2. So I've got some exciting news that I'd like to tell you about. The exciting news is that I am moving. Now, this has actually been in the offing now for like over a year. So I've known about this for over a year, but I didn't really want to talk about it on camera until basically the moment when it was actually happening, just because, I don't know why. I guess because like, it's just easier to talk about it now. But yeah, I'm moving because last October, I think it was last October, yeah, anyway, a property came up for sale which was next to my dad's house. So basically, where I've grown up, because I always lived in the same, basically since I was 7, I've always lived down the same road, so that's where I basically spent most of my life, in the same place. And I've always I basically haven't really wanted to leave that road, just because I guess autism and routine and all of that kind of makes me a person very much where I just want to stay in the same place. I don't want to move. I just like to stay, creature of comfort, and I just don't want to move. And it's where I always feel safest, and I always feel just happiest there because I know it. So anyway, so I was always like, I don't want to leave, but obviously it was difficult. So I guess it was kind of very fortuitous, in fact. I'm just really tired. This was just very fortuitous because this property literally came available because an elderly lady there that my dad actually knew, because they were sort of like friends. Well, I don't know if they were friends, but they sort of were like on friendly terms with each other anyway, because my dad went on a rambling walk with this Ramblers. He was a member of Ramblers with this person, so they knew each other. But anyway, she wasn't very well, and yeah, obviously basically she died, and obviously, and her house is literally the door down. So my dad's house, then another house, and then her house was literally like a stone's throw away from each other. So then obviously her house went on the market, and my dad wouldn't have been able to afford it. Like a year before, and he wouldn't have been able to afford it, but because his aunt, who had recently died, had left him a sum of money, it meant that he could afford it. Obviously, he used up basically half of his savings plus his the money he got from his aunt to buy it. But it was literally, because at first we didn't know whether or not he'd be able to get it, because the people who were selling it wanted to raise the price to make it, to get more money from it. So my dad tried to kind of bargain with them, as it were, and eventually they agreed to sell it at a price that was just within his reach financially, literally by a hair's. He could literally only just afford it, and so that happened, and then obviously it had to go over as probate, and that took a couple of months. So it wasn't until March the 6th that we actually signed the contract was actually signed. We knew from about last November that they had agreed to my dad's offer, but then obviously it wasn't 100% certain until the contract was signed on 6th March. And then the contract was like, oh, that's a sigh of relief. But the place needed a ton of work to it, because obviously it hadn't been done up for literally, just an elderly lady, it hadn't been done up for a really long time, so there's just a lot of work to be done for it. So my dad's been doing that, but taking his time over it, because obviously he doesn't want to break the bank or anything. So taking his time over it, and but it is now habitable and fit for habitation, and it's all been done up. The walls have all been painted. My dad's basically got a new kitchen, brand new kitchen, so it's all safe. Smoke alarms fitted, all of that jazz. So it's all safe now, and all habitable. Had new wiring, everything's been done. It's been completely renovated. And we're almost there, but we just have to put the furniture in place and stuff. So God, I'm tired. So on this week, and my dad's also getting me a new oven as well, so it's all changed. Because my other oven decided to break down, which is great. Although I had it for almost 10 years, so it had a fault in it though. But my dad's getting me an electric, because I did have an induction, but probably an electric would be better anyway. That's all being moved down, and I'll be able to use the kitchen, and then eventually I'll be able to sleep there. I'm really looking forward to it. Obviously it is a change, but it's a positive change, and unlike other changes, I guess it's not as stressful as some other change. I mean, obviously I'm essentially not much is changing. I mean, I'm staying next to my dad. Effectively I'll almost be my dad's neighbour. Well, yeah, I will be my dad's neighbour by just one door. In, so essentially I'll be in the same area that I've always lived down, like literally just wander down. So the only thing I've really got to get used to is a new building, but I've been in it many times this year already, and I really obviously, and it's got a garden, so I have to get used to gardening. But I just like the fact that I've got that space, and my sensory needs will be, obviously it's not no one's perfect, but it will be like familiar because everything I'll hear will be the same as what I hear at my dad's essentially. And I'm sleeping on a detached side, because it's semi-detached, but I'm sleeping on a detached side and facing the garden, so it should be as quiet as anywhere really. And basically almost like sleeping at my dad's, but better because I won't have my dad there. So yeah, my dad's got it for me, so I'll have it for life, and that's a massive weight off my head, because it was really, for future still stressing me out like nothing, but at least I don't need to worry about not ever being without a home, so that's one less thing I have to worry about. But yeah, it's something that obviously, yeah, it's a really positive development, and like literally having my dad for a neighbour, so I can just walk down to my dad's place, like my dad can walk over in his pyjamas. And so I don't know whether this is the last video I'm filming here. I might be filming another video here, possibly. I might still film videos here. So I don't know whether this is the last video I'm filming here. It might be, but I thought I wanted to talk about this to you, just because obviously you might be thinking, like, when I film the next one, you'll be thinking like, why has she suddenly changed where she normally films? Well, that's the reason why. So I wanted to talk about it. So anyhow, it's a really positive development from an autistic point of view, because I love sameness, I hate change. So staying where I've always been is really positive, and the only thing I've got to get used to is for new sleeping in a new room, which obviously is stressful, but it's got to be done at some point in my life, so might as well be now. And at least it's the final chapter. I'm not going to have to move again, and it's what I've always wanted, so it's a dream come true for me in that respect, to stay where I've always been. Couldn't ask for better really in that respect. So I'm so tired. I'm so tired. So yeah, it's really positive. So I'm waffling on. So yeah. So anyhow, I am going to shut up now. So next time you hear from me, I might well be there, but I might still be where I am now, but I might be there. So thank you for watching.